So now I come now to an equivalent of the state of pralaya, when the universe is at sleep. When you do soul breath meditation and you observe your breath, a time may come when you don't even inhale anymore. Now don't force that or you become insane. Don't hold your breath and say, oh, Lanoo has said, I must not breathe again. By observing your breath in meditation, the time between exhaling and inhaling may prolong. It may last always a bit longer. Holy man and true guru, they can last a week like that without inhaling. This can be compared to pralaya. Glory to the Book of Light. So, summary. One eternal element, or element containing vehicle, space, dimensionless. Although when I say dimensions, you will see that I actually mean once Mula Prakriti has been touched, then we have dimensions or states of consciousness. But per se it has none. This is why it is absolute void and conditioned fullness. As I mentioned before, universe appears and disappears. Out-breathing and in-breathing of that great cosmic breath, which is eternal. It's motion. You could almost say it inflates Mula Prakriti, root matter, inflating it. And that motion is one of the three aspects of the Absolute. Who are the other two? Abstract space and duration. Yeah? There's only one life. It's invisible, it's eternal, it's omnipresent. There's no beginning and no end. This is true immortality, not something that has a beginning and no end. In soul breath meditation and through that teaching, you will become immortal and one with that one life. And there are manifestations. Our manifestation, or we are in manifestation right now, in that period of activity or manvantara, since about 150 trillion years. And when we will have left this state of awareness, in about 150 bit more trillion years, then we will be again in a dark mystery of non-being. But you will see that this term non-being does not mean non-existence. Does not mean you have disappeared, otherwise you cannot reappear. You were just sleeping. In the same way, when you sleep during deep sleep, let's say you have no dreams, you're in deep sleep. The next morning you wake up, you cannot remember. Why? Because you have not yet attained that ability to exist in deep sleep. In that realm can be compared to pralaya. That is the immortal, out of which you arise constantly again to the mortal, driven by desire for what? Body, emotion, mind, soul and spirit. And we will see what we mean by spirit then. Not what necessarily most people think it is. One life, eternal, invisible, omnipresent, no beginning, no end. But regularly manifesting periodically, in between periods, pralaya, of non-being. This is when you are unconscious. Were you conscious in deep sleep? No. You awoke to consciousness. Does that mean that the state of unconsciousness or the conscious state of unconsciousness is not possible? We will see. We will see what is the bigger mystery, to be in manifestation or not. And we will experience self-existing reality and truth. To our senses, it may be a chaos, yes. To our desire for matter, for the senses, for smelling, tasting, touching, thinking, and so forth, yes. But to our true reason that led us to it, then we drop our thinking. It is the great mystery. Buddha reached it. It is an absolute attribute, you could say. Eternal, ceaseless motion. Great breath. Perpetual motion of the universe. Limitless and ever-present space. Now, can something that is motionless be divine? All motion is monads in manifestation, acting out their state of desire, unless they are liberated beings who help us to be liberated. There's an absolute reality, dear friends. That absolute reality antecedes everything that is manifested conditioned. Let us call it the unconscious. Let us call it the unknowable. Let us call it the unconscious. Let us call it the unknowable. So termed by those who are so attached to their consciousness that they say there's nothing else than that. I am only when I'm conscious, they say. Good. I tell you there's something else. Detach from your consciousness, willingly, not by suicide, by overcoming all your desires, and you will become the mystery. You will become immortal, timeless, eternal. You will become God. And it is, dear friends, I must say it. It is beyond thinking. But thinking leads us to it. I have great responsibility, and in my rather imperfect way of explaining to you something, I lead you to the Book of Light, that you may read, please. At no expense, allreligionsunited.com, all 5,000 handwritten pages, so that you become the God that you are. Then that may be true being for you. Is there something, is there a limit for infinity? Yes. It cannot comprehend finiteness. Infinity, the timeless eternal, this is something very interesting, cannot comprehend the transient. You can detach yourself from the transient. And then you become the timeless eternal. When then desire arises in you again, you may manifest again. And if you are a liberated being, maybe the desire for helping others will bodhisattvic arise in you. Then you dive into the transient. But a boundless cannot have any relation to that which is bounded or which is conditioned. And the unknown and the monad, which is the one that moves, is something that you could call divine essence. Absolute consciousness, absolute motion. You cannot describe it to limited senses. Dear friends, dear Lanoos, everything that I say here can for you only be of blessing if you experience it empirically, guided by meditation. And when you meditate each day, it will be for you a tool to lead you towards true immortality. Who may fathom it, may fathom it. And we talk about consciousness. If consciousness is concrete, you cannot predicate it of consciousness that is abstract. You cannot predicate the quality wet of water. Wetness has its own attribute. We have to follow those parables in order to dig deeper and deeper and deeper towards God. See, when I'm conscious, I'm already limited. I'm limited. It implies limitations, qualifications, something of which I'm conscious. And whatever I'm conscious of is anatta. This is also the teaching of the great Mahatera, Dr. Georg Grimm, in the doctrine of the Buddha. Of course, this is also the true teaching of the Buddha. So when you are conscious of something, it means that you are already surrounded by sheaths, by levels of matter, from the densest to the highest. If you have overcome all desire for them, you have reached conscious unconsciousness. Every other person, when it becomes conscious, when it becomes unconscious, be by accident or a knockout, it doesn't know that it's conscious, that it's unconscious. I repeat, if someone becomes unconscious and is still in a state of attachment to that of which he is conscious, exactly that state of attachment disables him of being conscious of his unconscious state when he has it. This is why at deep sleep we wake up, unless we had dreams, which are never dreams of the fourth Turiya state, but of a lower. This person will tell you, I can't remember nothing. I just woke up. I can remember when I went to sleep, yeah. But now I remember I woke up. The time in between, don't know. A saint could say different. Glory to the Book of Light. So that we call unconscious, that we call conscious unconsciousness, state of God, state of every liberated being. Yeah? So, when consciousness is concrete, cannot predicate it of abstract consciousness. Because consciousness implies limitations, qualifications, something you are conscious of. And you can only be conscious of something if you are surrounded by matter, if you have touched matter, if you have a body with organs that permit consciousness. Yeah? Those organs, those tools are ripped away from you. Guess why you return? The desire for consciousness. That brings you back. And again you are born, live and die. Up to the highest heavens. Buddha went in meditation to the highest heavens and saw at the end of Mahapralaya, for us now being in about 150 trillion years, that even the highest heavens, the angels, came together and said, oh, there is transient too, and they were sucked in. The ever to be unknown. That can only be experienced when you detach from everything known. In order to detach from everything known, you better know everything. This is why the Book of Light is here. It even helps you if you don't want to detach from everything knowable. But you then can deal better with it. It may not be so hard and painful to you, those different levels of existence. So when I'm conscious, I'm limited on qualifications of that which I'm conscious of, or someone who is conscious of. This is how we then communicate. Are you conscious of that thing? Yes, me too. Oh, then we are both conscious of. Great. So most people dive so deep in that which they're conscious of that they can become attached to it. And the more they do that, the more they drift away from God, from the source. If you are absolutely conscious, that implies containing the cognizer, the thing cognized, and the cognition. All three in itself, all three one. And it depends on your state of attachment, of what you can be conscious of. And when the universe reawakens, there are first of all just levels of matter divided into vibrations, which equal the state of desire of those beings and monads who return from cosmic sleep into manifestation, descending on their corresponding levels of awareness. It's like you build a house and everybody takes over his apartment, the inhabitants, and they live there. Almost as if they have gone for holiday and they return to their house. And that leads us, of course, dear friends, to terms like darkness. We're still at the awakening of the universe. I can't spare you that because there is a great responsibility. When the Bible says, the Bible, in the beginning there was darkness. Oh, wait. We have to understand what that means. We have to understand what that means. What does it mean? In the beginning there was darkness. Welcome back to the way or path to God. Were we always divided in genders, male and female? Was there a time where we were sexless, androgynous? Yes. And the reason for that is the reawakening of the universe. And there's one principle, but it is dual in aspects. You see, one absolute, here we have now aspects of Parabrahman and Mula Prakriti, of the source and of the surrounding root matter, Mula Prakriti, both uncreated, parentless, anupapadaka, timeless, eternal. And when the monad touches matter, matter attains form, according to the desire of the monad. So you are your own creator. But yes, at the reawakening of the universe, the monad, the supermonad, is sort of a creator, in that it prepares all levels of existence for the following beings of the other monads. Just let's remain a little bit with that term monad without explaining it. It's better. Soon we will. It's the being, it's you. You are the monad, surrounded by anatta, by that which you are essentially not, which is why it is taken away from you. Over and over again. Until you understand, this I am not, neti neti. What then remains is the experience of being God. This is why we don't say, what is God? Point sometimes at something, but we are more sure to say, what is God not? If you have an apple, and someone wants to describe to you, what's the seed, the core in that apple? You could try to describe it. Oh, well, it has this shape or form and there.